right? So a lot of advice that people gave me as a black guy in the scene,
Right.
half of it worked and half of it wasn't cultural, took in the heart culture. I'll give you a perfect example. You'll see more black men than you will black women in this scene, right? There's very few and far in between because most of them don't take the advice that they need to take with regards to being black women,
Mm-hmm.
being in the scene, also being in the business of BDSM as a
Right.
black woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very defined role for you. It's very exploitive. You'll make less money than the other girls, the white girls, the Asian girls, so on and so forth. But so the
Really?
information that you get, yes, has to be very specific. And I got to tell you, I've trained lots of dames, black dames. None of them are around. A lot of them can do everything that I can do. They're all smart. They're all business savvy,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't take the advice that they needed to keep their longevity in the scene. You know, I mean, as far as BDSM, I'm probably the oldest, longest running African American male in the business,
Right.
right? But if you're not uh, heeding the advice, if you don't know your market, your demographic, what they're trying to get from you, you can't service them properly, and you also don't understand the forces they're trying to undermine what it is that you're trying to do at the same time. So you don't know how to shift your business when it's necessary.
Right.
So all those people are now no longer in the scene, right? And there's about a 5 to 6 year shelf life,
Right.
right? So you really have to figure out what it is that you're going to do. Take the right advice and know how to execute it according to who you are, your cultural narrative, and why they're seeking you.
Right. Now, do you think this is going to be a lifelong thing?
I am a lifestyle kink player. Like, so BDSM is I used to have it right there on my Instagram. Like, BDSM is life. Life.
Hashtag.
I am the D of BDSM. It's not about the concept of pain. I put the D in BDSM. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, but
That's better than
so
mine.
so yes, I'll be here. I'll be here. Everything about it as a business is I hear everything he's saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I'm getting worried at my going on to third year entertainer, and I see that being a switch was very risque. Being unless I was going to be a full black sub or a full black dom.
I was going to ask you about that.
Being a ebony switch is like asking for nothing, asking for like the biggest roadblock in your endeavors. That's why I say I am a fetish specialist, fetish expert. I'm trying to work more into that. I'm trying to push the word exhibitionist
Right.
and kind of get these young people who are to to kink into it by being on there. I think Switch is getting me on their level
Right.
to pull in this new crowd. I feel like maybe history wise, I kind of feel like Dom had fell the way it fell with
Right.
that classic image and stuff like that. For the things that we went through and we experienced from 50s relationships, does that make sense? And then
Yeah.
on, and historically as in our black culture and our queer culture and things like
Right.
that. So the dominatrix is historically like this. But now we are getting to some different sexual cultural things.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a mixed person. So immigration really is adjusting our culture, our sexual culture in America.
Right.
Because now we have lots of different ideals and perceptions of
Sure.
relationships, sex, kink, BDSM. The fact that
Yeah.
Dubai is the next hot spot for DOMs is a reason. There's a reason for that. It's not
Right.
just
Wait.
Is that
You
true?
said that I'm aware of? No.
Yeah.
For dominatrixes, yes. Okay.
dominatrix.
Right.
But they can still go to jail for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In Dubai, sexually, first of all, they everything can be run right up to death.
Wow.
Right? Death is never off the table in a Muslim country.
Mhm.
So when we're starting to talk about it, there was a dominatrix who had to flee Dubai because she was walking a guy on a leash,
Right.
right? And they were talking about death penalty. They kicked his butt.
Right.
She says she has no idea what even happened to him. She has
So it's big money, big risk.
big money, big risk.
Right.
But that's how it used to be in the Wild West days of BDSM.
Yeah, most definitely.
Really? What was
Yeah.
that?
Like 2005.
Oh, yeah. I
Oh, I
remember.
was making big money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now it's shifted.
Right.
You know, to people want a very tailored experience.
Right. Is that the millennial experience? Is that?
Oh my God, they're so pamp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the South, so I'm not used
No,
to
no, no.
so much
But, I mean,
pampered experiences. But yeah,
what's the
you're
difference
right.
between like the millennials and the Gen X's as far as fetish wise?
They're asking for a full party Kesha experience in their
What's that?
teens. I don't know, but that's kind of it's
Party
like
Kesha experience?
like they're I say Kesha, but
Like
I
Kesha
really
is-
do kind of mean this like kind of party esque.
They want karaoke while you beat their ass. I mean, I don't.
Kind of.
Really? They want more of a show.
They want like a super show. Like they want everything super about them. It's super about them. That catered experience. It's when I did have
Narcissist.
a couple older people in my sessions, they just knew. Like they walked over there and they just knew they were about to get beat. And I was like, yeah, great, about to get beat. I'm about to whoop them good. But the younger ones, they like I can sense this is how I dom. I can like I'm very I'm so empathic. I can like sense certain questions that they have going on there, and they're talking through their. I can just sense them talking, and I'm like, stop. The older doms don't do. Older subs who come to sessions don't do that. They come and they just know they're gonna get beat.
Right.
And I can just tell the difference.
Has this been your experience with millennials? They're in their head, they're narcissistic,
You
they
know
want
what?
to show.
Here's the thing: most millennials that I get are female,
Yeah.
and so very much they want to be in their power. They don't want to be unempowered at all. They want you to do something to them. You're an instrument of their sexuality, which is very different than what it used to be, where a sub is an extension of my sexuality.
Right.
They're here for the loss of control, the loss of power, and they want to be able to be in a space where someone who's responsible is going to handle them and give them a mutually beneficial experience, yet guide them through the experience as well. Most people are like, well, you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and you know, millennials are like, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you're going to do this and the other, and that's it.
Right.
And I'm going to give you nothing in return. Because this one chick was like, you can beat me, spank me, do all these other things, but I'm not going to touch you in any way. I'm not going to give you anything. I'm not going to help you clean up. This is for me.
Is that your experience with millennials too, Hannah?
I'm a millennial.
No, I mean the younger
no.
men. You ever been with younger men?
No, I like men in their 40s.
I know.
And, yeah, yes. No, my experience with men that are
Well,
younger.
you like men in their 40s that are in like tribute bands and go to the rock.
No, I do not. Never. I do not like that shoe polish black haircut. I live in a studio with my cat. No, but the younger men are too eager and they're obnoxious and they blow up your phone. They're like, "What are you doing? Where are you going? You're gonna be my girlfriend." And no, stop.
My sub
Calm down.
my little videographer sub just quit on me, and he was like trying to negotiate what I was gonna do after he left me and my caretaking. I was like, you're not my, I text you back, you're officially not my sub, slave, under consideration, or shit. Goodbye. I was like, do you understand that you're basically, like, you negotiating past telling me that you don't want to be my sub anymore?
Right.
Is to ask, you're literally asking me for a free session. You're saying, oh, well, when we see each other in public, we can play together. But I will choke you right now for even suggesting.
You sound like you've been in that situation
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And I am
With paid clients.
Yeah.
With paid clients. They pay you up to a point and they're like, well, this one girl said real smooth, well, I want to feel wanted. And I'm like, well, I want to play, for pay. That's what I want to do. But I want to feel like I'm wanted. So you would do this if I weren't paying you, right?
No comment.
Because I want to have this arrangement with you.
Right.
And what I've noticed nowadays is that, and I'm going to make a very broad, possibly misogynistic quote, but I feel like guys really want companionship now, whereas women are like, fuck that. I could do whatever
I'll tell you what,
want.
I don't think women a lot of women don't want companionship now.
And that's what I'm saying. And I feel like back in the days, it was guys who were like just, hit it and quit it, didn't want to be boyfriend, girlfriend,
Right.
didn't want to have any tie-ups.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's just a gender switch.
It is.
And now people are going, because the thing.
And it's almost imperceptible. It just happened.
Yeah, and I'm like, I like companionship now. Like I got a beautiful woman at home who's listening right now. I got a girl, I got a nice sub, but really what I want is companionship. I've got
Right.
sex.
Right.
I need companionship.
Right.
And I think that people have lost the art of companionship.
Well, I've lost the art of sex and companionship, but when was the first time you